Starting goaltender tonight, Coach?
You got me. You got me.
Can you give us an update on Alex Burrows, first of all?
Well, it's not as bad as we thought, so I'm going to go back and see with a therapist, and I know he was doing treatment there, and we'll see if he's okay for tonight. I mean, if he's not, we're okay. We've got enough guys that ready to go, but we're not talking about a long-term thing.
More practice time for Mark Borowiecki as well. Is he getting close?
Much closer, much closer. There's a little setback a few days ago, and maybe a week ago, I think a week and a half ago, and now it's as good as it's been for a long time, and definitely going in the right direction. It won't be for today, but we're getting closer and closer, and obviously he's a hammer. So you know, once he gets back in the lineup, we'll have his strengths on the ice. But for now, we have the guys that we got, and they're doing really good.
Coach, can you comment on what luxuries are offered to a coach through the rest of a hockey game when you're up as much as you were after one period of play? Some of the things that you can benefit from?
To be honest with you, I don't see it as a luxury at all. I think those, I mean, you're happy to be up, but as the game goes on, you're less yourself. You know, you get to the point where you kind of watch out for injuries, and you kind of play the game just to end it. And you know, it's great to win. It's great to have a lead. Of course, you'll choose that, but to say that it's a luxury, that's not the way it feels when you're trying to manage it at all. First of all, they can come back at any time. They got the firepower to do so. You know, you get a 5-on-3 against you, and all of a sudden they score 2 goals, and you know, it's a 2-goal game, and so there's no leads right now in the NHL that are safe, and we've seen it in these playoffs, and so we got to stay alert, and you know, I doubt we're going to see that again in this series. I think it happens once a series, in every series. It happened in the previous series where we scored a lot of goals, but I think. Right now, we're expecting a real tight game. We're expecting their best. They always bounce back. If you look at these playoffs, you know, when they got beat against Washington, the game after that, and you know, they played probably their best game of the series, and that's a team that's used to bouncing back. It's a team that's got experience, and we're expecting their very best today.
Coach, what's not working for your power play right now, and are you surprised that you've been able to have such consistent success without getting production from it?
Yeah, no, for me, playoffs have never been about power play. I've had a perfect example of a few years ago when we were in the playoffs. You know, we lost to Boston. We had an outstanding power play that was, you know, making us win games. And we get into the 7th game, and we didn't get one single power play. And Boston was at about 3.5% power play the entire playoffs, and they won the Stanley Cup. So I know that once the playoffs start, power plays are very difficult. And you look at all the teams, it's all the same everywhere, and the reason is very simple. Is the guys are so dedicated to defending. They're in the lanes, they're blocking shots with a much higher percentage. And it's like there's 5 goalies out there. And it's very tough to manufacture goals. And goalies are outstanding in the playoffs. They're at their best. They're at their most alert. So, you know, we've had some really good looks where you almost got your hands up and you go, how did that not go in? And it's just because the opponent's defending well, and that's just how it is. It's the nature of a power play is to create something. And in the season, you're about, you know, the really good ones are 20%, 22%. That means that you fail 80% of the time in the season. In the playoffs, it's even worse. So I was expecting exactly that. So it's real tough to score in power plays in the playoffs, and it's like that for everybody. The other day I was watching the game for Anaheim, and you know, there was 0 for, I don't know, I think it was 18, and they were wondering what we're going to do. And then one guy comes in and shoots from outside the dots, and he goes in. That was their power play goal. So you know, it's just because the playoffs are about paying the price. They're about desperation, and there's a lot of that on penalty kills. And it's a lot easier to destroy something than it is to build something.
En français, s'il vous plaît, M. Boucher, une mise à jour justement pour Alex Burrows et Mark Borowiecki. Burrows, est-ce qu'il y a des chances de jouer soit ce soir ou dans les prochains matchs?
Il y a des chances de jouer dans les prochains matchs, définitivement, mais pas ce soir. Pas ce soir. Le processus Et je pense très avancé en ce moment. Et ça va très bien pratiquer avec l'équipe pour de vrai ce matin. Alors, son retour est imminent, mais pas pour ce soir.
How important are the first 10 minutes going to be for you guys? The way you came out the other night, scored 48 seconds in. They're going to be sort of more on guard this time than they were the other night.
You know what? I know we had a good start, but first game of the series, we did the exact same things. It just didn't go in, and this time it went in. You know, you always want to have a good start, but for me, a good start is you don't give the opponent freebies, and you manage the puck well. And our start, obviously, in front of our fans, lots of energy. That's, you know, it gives you more energy, and but the reality is we didn't like in the second game our third period. And the only thing we focused on was managing the puck better on our breakouts and our zone entries and going to the net more. That's it. We didn't change anything else. We just wanted to make sure that when we had the puck, we didn't give it away like we did the previous game and lose momentum because of that. And I think it's the same focus today. We want to make sure that on their forecheck or on puck races, that we come up on top so that we don't give the opponent momentum. And then it gives you the puck, and with the puck, it's your job to make sure that you don't play perimeter hockey, and that's how we've been successful. When we don't do that, you know, we don't get the look that we normally get, and we don't have the identity that we need to have to win games.